Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so that potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make an informed buying decision. If you would like to learn more about this business, including details like what type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included with the business, simply visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business's listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and in the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. So without further ado, let's get into this interview. First up, let's learn a little bit about you. Can you tell us about your background in building and running online businesses?
My partner and I started with building online businesses, has to be about 15 years ago. And we had some really great successes, mostly building social marketplaces in the entertainment industry. Around 5 years ago, we decided to give Amazon a try. And what's actually funny is we're trying to sell books. We bought a good amount of books and never sold one book. At some point during that process, we decided to start selling products and really started to learn the Amazon system and started to get good at it. Actually, getting good at just selecting good product categories and then really being able to find high quality products and adding some customization to them and beautiful packaging. And we really just fell in love with the system of Amazon. It's a beautiful place, hyper competitive, of course, but when you know what you're doing, it's amazing what you could accomplish. So 4.5 years later, here we are, and it's been great.
Why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
We are serial entrepreneurs, so we love just building all kinds of businesses. Probably for about 2 years now, we've been eyeing the real estate market. It's a personal passion of mine. And because I'm actually great with doing a lot of home renovations, we've thought this would be a good time to go into the real estate market and buy distressed properties, fix them up, and sell them. You know, I watch a lot of the Fixer Upper, Property Brothers and all of that stuff, and just been learning. But it's a great time, and we're very pleased with what we've built with Amazon, and it's time to start a new venture.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
So the amount of time spent with this business, I would say on a weekly basis, obviously it varies, but definitely under 10 hours a week for sure between myself and my partner. And at this point, it really comes down to just watching our inventory and placing orders as necessary, in addition to what I call stalking Amazon. We stalk our own listings and we stalk other listings, and always obviously keeping an eye out for potential new products, watching competitors. Really, I don't even call it work because it's nothing physical that we're doing. It's just thinking, looking, watching, and placing orders as needed. But under 10 hours, for sure, a week.
So if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways you would try to grow it?
If we were to keep the business, a few things that we would do is a great question, actually, but adding variations, I think, is like the easiest way to grow in Amazon business once you have a solid listing. So let's take the yoni oils, for example. There are three more scents, that we would add: jasmine, mint, lavender, to that listing. Then you have the yoni oil sprays, where we currently only have peach, strawberry, and pineapple. We would add 5 to 6 more variations to that one. The probiotic soaps we have in peach, we would add a strawberry, a coconut, Jamaican black castor oil, which is one of our newest listings. We only have one size. We would add 2 more sizes and do some advertising to really build up the sales and get some organic ranking. Another thing is really we never went outside of the US. So you have all these great listings, only selling in the US. We probably would start with moving all the listings and trying in Canada, or at least trying a few of them at a time and go until we get most of the listings live in another market, and then probably repeat. All these things probably could be 3 to 5 years of growth. Yeah, that would be it's like the simplest, easiest way for us to just continue to just grow the business and multiply what we have already.
Right. And what would you say are the biggest risks with this business that buyers should be aware of?
One of the biggest risks I would say there is with this business model is really just running out of inventory. You just got to stay on top of keeping your inventory stocked. We really understand the Amazon algorithm, and you could build a listing up and build up your ranking in terms of organic search ranking. And, someone's searching with a keyword and you come up, with good placement somewhere on the first page. If you run out of inventory and for too long, and then you get back in inventory, that ranking doesn't start all over, but you fall back some, and that just takes time. So staying on top of your inventory, and I think that's just good. To do that is just managing your finances properly and being responsible with your finances. I would say that would be it, because Amazon's system is very solid. It's just really great, but you just have to stay on top of it. And that's why, for us, when I talked about being stalkers, we stalking our own listings and stalking our inventory and, really staying in communication with suppliers and even understanding when, let's say, they're on vacation, you kind of want to forecast all that stuff. But outside of that, I wouldn't say there's many big risks at all. You just got to stay on top of the inventory.
How much support are you willing to offer the buyer who acquires this business?
In terms of support that we're willing to give to the buyers, timeline wise, I would say for sure up to 6 months. If it went past that, I would be surprised of a buyer needing support, but we would be willing to even go past that point, because this is something that we've built. It's like raising a kid. There's definitely the feeling of wanting to see the buyer continue to grow and be successful with it. So we are here for you, whoever you are. And I would say as much as support as needed. Hopefully it's a buyer with some experience and they're not starting from scratch. But even in that case, once you have a solid listing, they just don't go away. But in terms of all the nuances that someone may need to know, we are here for you and can give you all the support you need.
Got it. And regarding the sale of the business, would you agree to a non-compete?
Yes, we do confirm to the non-compete. We have no intention of trying to compete, and actually we'll be going into a totally different industry with the real estate stuff.
Are you open to negotiating something like an earn-out agreement?
Honestly, I just had to look up what an earn-out payment structure really consists of. This is our first time selling a business. I would say if we were to come to, in terms of the upfront payment, it's a possibility. I really would come down to the details of what the earn out payment structure was and the timeline for that. So short answer is yes, open to it, providing that the upfront payment makes sense. And then the terms of the payout, I guess, minimums and maximums. And that was just from a quick Google search and understanding the fundamentals of it.
Okay, final question. If you had to put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why is your business a business worth buying?
I think the first thing is just quality of life. I think so many people spend a lot of time in their life working and chasing, finances to live, to be able to live a certain way. And these kind of businesses, part of why we fell in love was these kind of businesses, you spend so little time, especially once you put in the work to build it up, so little time actually working, and waking up to just look at what your sales were while you were sleeping is amazing. So I think that's the best part of it. And being able to afford a certain level quality of life and spending more time with family and things like that is important. It was one of the biggest draws for us, coming in to the game. So, and I think that's the biggest value to a buyer, being able to spend time doing all the things that you love, knowing that you have some level of passive income happening is pretty cool.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this business is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll find everything you need to know about this business. So, thanks for joining us. See you next time.